when you are spectacular, as Jaron Boots Ennis is, you deserve a mega fight. Just like David Benavidez, the two people that I would tell you in boxing that we all should be watching more of, that deserve mega fights, and the only reason they don't get them is because people won't step in the ring against them, is the Mexican monster himself, so labeled by Mike Tyson, because people won't fight him. Canelo wouldn't fight him. And Jaron Boots Ennis, who wanted to fight a Terence Crawford, who should be getting super fights. This brother is special, and we need to recognize that, and he deserves to be seen, and he deserves a mega fight. This is why we look at Dana White, and we love the UFC so much, because of what Dana White has meant to it. Because the number one gift that Dana White brings to the table, that he will make sure that if you want to see a fight, if the public at large wants to see a fight, he will prioritize making sure you get to see that fight. One of the greatest boxers ever, a champion personified, undefeated, spectacular in a lot of different ways. Listen, the bottom line is he's special. Pound for pound, he's the best in the world at this particular moment in time. There is no doubt about it, and he's going out on top. He deserves it. And now it's going to warrant questions. What would he have done as a welterweight? Let's say, for example, if he was going against somebody like a Floyd Money Mayweather.
Stephen A. Smith insists Terence Crawford versus Jaron Boots Ennis is the mandatory fight for boxing. He believes fans deserve to see the division's two biggest talents collide.
And I definitely think that a guy by the name of Jaron Boots Ennis at the welterweight division, you're going to hear a lot about him in the future. Doggy, Peter, the reason why people don't hear more about him is because people won't fight him.
With anticipation building, Smith argues that Crawford's composure, timing, and adaptability make him exceptionally difficult to beat. Without solving those tactical advantages, any challenger risks being outclassed from start to finish.
The thing that I would say is that I really wish there were two fighters that I wish that he had fought. I wish that he had fought the Charlo at the junior middleweight division, because obviously they don't like him. They love Errol Spence, and he destroyed Errol Spence. I would have liked to see him fight those guys.
Building on that point, Greg Hackett insists that endless callouts are meaningless, and only the fight itself matters. Delaying the matchup only builds frustration among boxing fans, eager to see greatness collide.
Yeah. And we fighters, listen, we fighters, we not rappers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Rappers gotta talk. Fighters gotta fight. Let's fight. Why do I gotta call you? You want this man to wake up in the morning and be like, Bud, like, come on, bro. What the is that? You know what I mean? And listen, anybody will tell you, I with Bud Crawford. I with Bud. I think he one of the baddest motherfuckers to ever do it. I think Boots, one of the baddest motherfuckers to ever do it. Let's just get to it.
Taking that argument even further, Greg Hackett believes the matchup promotes itself the moment it becomes official. The anticipation alone overwhelms every boxing conversation without manufactured drama.
I hear you, but bro, if that fight got announced, everybody would be talking about it. That's enough. That's enough promotion right there. Everybody. If it wouldn't be one boxing channel that wouldn't be talking about that. And you know once you get the women involved, they gonna be all over it. You know how many women would go to that fight?
Yeah.
Ticket prices would be crazy.
They coming out for that fight?
What?
They coming out for that fight?
Bro, that would be like, bro, that would be like watching. Bro, like I can't even find a comparison. Bro, that would be a crazy fight.
Meanwhile, Coach Rell insists that Boots is never concerned about Bud and believes both men genuinely want the fight. He argues that neither fighter is avoiding the matchup and expects it to become an elite-level showdown whenever it happens.
Cross path, and Terence was like, I thought you weren't going to watch.
Yeah, nah, man. Boots ain't worried about Terence. If the fight come, they won it. He won it. But Terence ain't worried about Boots. If the fight cross their path, I'm sure it'll be a great, excellent fight. But keep doing what you're doing. Boots gonna keep doing what he's doing. I think Boots gonna take over boxing in a year or two. and to be Shakur world, Boots world, and all the rest of the up-and-comers.
Even so, Sean Porter predicts that Crawford ultimately stops Boots because Bud's intelligence, composure, and ring control overwhelm even the most confident opponents. Porter explains that both men carry alpha male confidence, but Crawford possesses another level once the fight begins.
Catch him.
Yeah.
And buzz Boots. And
yeah.
I think that'll. I think Terence stops him.
It's
late.
such a special fight because you got two alpha males in the ring that are true alpha males. You know what I mean? I was an alpha male until I got in the ring with that dude.
It just
that dude, like, it was like the more he wasn't allowing me to do what he wasn't, and it was like, damn, okay, well then,
you know. You had one of them in 8s and the other in sparring?
I don't know, because that dude hit me with a right hand in the sparring, and I was like, I was like, yo, that was real.
Not everyone agrees, however. AKOA argues that Crawford isn't dramatically ahead of Boots and believes Ennis's greatest threat is his own aggressive mentality. If Boots ever prioritizes discipline over spectacular finishes, beating him becomes even harder.
Whatever you gonna do, I think that's logical to say. But to say like he's 10 steps ahead, I don't see him 10 steps ahead of Boots. I think he obviously got more experience because you're an older fighter, but I don't see him 10 steps ahead of Boots in no fashion when it comes to the game of boxing. I think Boots is a very high IQ fighter, and I think your best chance against him is him. His own bravado, his own heart, and his own will to knock you the fuck out is the only reason you really got a shot against him.
While the debate continues, Jaron Boots Ennis argues that capturing championships and proving his dominance matters more than waiting around for one specific opponent. He believes his career is about building a legacy through accomplishments, rather than chasing a single name. For Boots, the goal is not just securing a major fight, but establishing himself as the fighter everyone else has to chase.
That's like him coming to my fight. We getting in front of each other, and I'm like, Danny Garcia, my dream fight. Like, the fans would be going crazy. Like, yo, I don't know, it's crazy. But I thought that fight was done. Hopefully do. You know, if not, whatever, so be it. You know, like I said, I'm down here. I'm already. This is my second fight at this weight class, and I'm already a unified champion. He's been at this weight class for how long now? So,
with that confidence on full display, Jaron Boots Ennis declares that no active fighter matches his combination of versatility, adaptability, and overall skill inside the ring. He believes every performance continues to prove that he belongs at the top of boxing's hierarchy. For Boots, this isn't simply about rankings or recognition. It's about establishing himself as the future face of the sport and claiming the throne among the world's best.
To me, I think I'm number one, because I just think, like I said, I think these guys can't do what I do. Every single fight that I have, I give you something different. This last fight, I give you a dog fight. The fight before that, I give you the knockout early. The fight before that, I was boxing and moving. Like, these guys can't do what I do, and I'm just very like versatile. And this next fight I have, y'all don't know how I'm gonna come. Like, this, like, I'm just different from these guys. So like I said, I think I'm number one in my eyes because I feel like I'm the best.
That confidence, however, Brian Bomack McIntyre argues that Jaron Boots Ennis still has more to prove before separating himself from the rest of boxing's elite. He believes the young champion must continue defeating top-level competition and clearly outperform his fellow rising stars before the debate can be settled. Until then, Bomack insists the conversation about boxing's next superstar remains completely open.
I think he have to. I mean, he's a great fighter. He can start his own era like what he's doing now, but he got a lot of guys he got to compete with, like Shakur. You know, he got Inoue. You know, those guys are young and still fighting, so I ain't gonna really call it the Boots era. I just think he's a great fighter in the era with other guys that can say, this was my era.
As the Crawford discussion continues, Jaron Boots Ennis insists that his team is doing everything possible to make the biggest fights happen, while questioning whether Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s side shares the same urgency. He believes the uncertainty surrounding negotiations only adds more fuel to the rivalry, creating even greater tension between two undefeated fighters, looking to prove they belong among boxing's elite.
Always down there, me and Eddie and my brothers went all the way down there by ourselves. No wing and no invite, no nothing. You know, we ain't paid for no ticket. We came down there by ourselves to let them know that we wanted this fight. Came to them face to face. They wanted us to get in the ring. They didn't want us to sit where we were sitting at. They was giving us a hard time. And that right there, when I got down there and I figured that, I'm like, that goes to show that these guys don't want to fight for real. Then when he did win and we get in the ring, we face off or whatever, and he act like they wanted it. Next thing you know,
In response, Jaron "Boots" Ennis argues that confident predictions and pre-fight statements mean nothing once the opening bell rings. He believes Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s past struggles have exposed weaknesses that can be targeted, and he is confident the reality of the matchup will look completely different when they are finally standing across from each other in the ring. For Boots, the fight will not be decided by words or hype, but by who can execute when the pressure reaches its highest point.
I was sitting back waiting, and we had a couple deeps or whatever, and they kept falling through, and then I guess they came up with whatever they got going on, and then, you know, it is what it is, you know, but like I said, this is my division. I'm taking over. I'm taking over the division. I do what I want.
He said, yeah, I'm sleeping. Jaron, he said, if I get him like that, I promise you, I get him out of there. It was just a lot of hate.
Same guy that been on the floor multiple times. He gets hurt. I mean, like, these guys just be talking. And I figured that out. Like, these guys should be talking. What's gonna happen when I touch him? Like, make that make sense.
Weedini's toe as opinions continue to clash. Sean Zittle believes Jaron "Boots" Ennis' devastating body attack could become the deciding factor against Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s relentless fighting style. He argues that consistent pressure to the body can slow Ortiz's movement, weaken his aggression, and force him to fight at a different pace. If Boots can successfully invest in that strategy early, Porter believes it could completely shift the momentum and change the direction of the entire matchup.
Unfortunately, might not be.
On the flip side, one thing that interests me in this fight would be his body punching. I think Boots is a nasty body puncher, and he'll hit you from different angles with both hands and both stances. You know, Virgil is the come forward Mexican-American fighter with the high guard. Maybe it's here when he's up here. Boots is a nasty body punch.
Looking deeper into the strategy, Sean Zittle insists Jaron "Boots" Ennis must establish his jab and control the distance before depending on his natural athletic abilities. He believes relying only on speed, reflexes, and explosiveness could create openings for Virgil Ortiz Jr. to apply pressure and dictate the pace. For Zittle, Boots' smartest path to victory begins with discipline, timing, and making his technical skills the foundation of his performance.
I tell you what, man, that's going to be a very exciting fight, a very explosive fight. Virgil has the hand speed to compete with Boots in the exchanges the way other fighters he's fought haven't. He's keeps everything tight and come back and technically sound. But Boots, if he could take the power well and get into a rhythm in that fight, he starts hitting from both sides of the plate everywhere. That athleticism is a problem. The jab is going to be key for him in that fight out of both stances. He's going to have to fight behind his jab.
From Boots' corner, Boots Ennis predicts that the same tactical advantages that have helped Jaron "Boots" Ennis succeed will continue to appear, even against Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s unique skill set. He believes Boots' ability to adjust, recognize patterns, and exploit weaknesses gives him the tools to handle different challenges. For Boots, facing another aggressive opponent only highlights why he believes Boots' versatility can once again become the deciding factor.
You already seen Jaron fight with guys like that, so you already know. I don't have to tell you that. We adapt to any type of style. You know what I mean?
I saw him do that to Stan Jonas.
You talking about Virgil?
Virgil, yeah.
All right, Brad.
But Virgil is something different than Stan Jonas, though, right?
Yeah, Virgil is something different. Yeah, he's something different.
Building on his son's strengths, Boots Ennis argues that Jaron "Boots" Ennis possesses every technical and tactical weapon required to overcome any style placed in front of him. He believes Boots' ability to adapt, make adjustments, and find solutions during a fight separates him from ordinary champions. For Boots, true greatness comes from versatility, the ability to control the action regardless of the opponent's approach.
Boots got everything. He can do whatever he want to do, man. You know what I mean? You talking about fundamentals. He got all the fundamentals. He got everything. He can fight you inside, fight you outside. You know what I mean? He can do whatever he want to do. So, I mean, he got everything.
Because I heard guys like Floyd and Roy say you can't do that stylish stuff without having the fundamentals down first anyways.
That's what I'm saying. You got everything. You know what I mean?
From the opposite side of the debate, Abbas Baru believes Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s blend of explosive power, technical skill, and non-stop pressure creates one of the toughest challenges for Jaron "Boots" Ennis. He argues that Ortiz's ability to force opponents into uncomfortable exchanges can disrupt their rhythm and prevent them from controlling the pace. If Boots cannot find a way to neutralize that relentless attack, Baru believes the fight could gradually shift in Ortiz's favor.
He's a big puncher. He's also very technical. And he can put a pressure also and break somebody down as well if he needs.
Taking that assessment even further, Abbas Baru insists that Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s combination of calculated pressure and technical discipline can slowly break down Jaron Boots Ennis over the course of the fight. He believes Ortiz has consistently found success against opponents who rely on similar strengths, making his aggressive approach a proven formula rather than just a theory. For Baru, the challenge for Boots is not only surviving Ortiz's power, but finding a way to stop the constant pressure before it begins to take control.
Maybe, to be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. Yeah, maybe it's the pressure, maybe like the technical, mix it with the pressure, maybe that will get him the win. But I can see Ortiz winning and breaking him down. And he has done it many times with similar fighters. So.
Not everyone shares that opinion, though. Chris Algieri insists Virgil Ortiz Jr.'s level of competition already proves he belongs among boxing's elite. He believes every difficult challenge has helped Ortiz develop his skills, sharpen his composure, and gain valuable experience against top-level opponents. For Algieri, those demanding fights have prepared Ortiz for the biggest stages and the toughest tests still waiting ahead.
Him not being a champion has nothing to do with him. He's been willing to fight all the guys. He's got good, solid wins on his record. He's fought really tough guys. The Madrimov fight was extremely impressive. He's the Bohochuk win, which a knockdown, drag-out fight himself. So he's been tested. He's been in tough. We've seen him deal with resistance. So I can't call him a prospect. Just because he doesn't have a title doesn't mean, he's world class.
As the conversation expands beyond the ring, Terence Crawford argues that genuine confidence is shown through action, rather than repeated promotion. He points to his challenge toward Eddie Hearn to financially support the matchup, claiming the promoter steps away when it comes time to prove that commitment. For Crawford, the situation highlights the difference between creating hype publicly and having the real belief needed behind the scenes to make the biggest fights in boxing happen.
Fight you versus him. Huge.
Eddie been talking about that for a long time. But the crazy thing about it is I told Eddie, I said, Eddie, this is before Canelo. I said, Eddie, you keep talking about this fight so much. Put your money up. Eddie said, I'm not paying for that fight. I said, why not? You believe in your fighter? I'm not paying for that fight. I said, I rest my case.
Okay.
I won't talk about it no more.
And as every opinion fuels the anticipation, Sergio Mora believes both Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis carry dangerous flaws because of their aggressive fighting styles and willingness to take risks. He argues that when two elite punchers with exceptional finishing ability meet, every exchange can change the direction of the fight, with both fighters capable of creating damage while pushing forward. Mora expects a high-pressure battle where one mistake could lead to a dramatic ending.
He would deny it, but the truth is there. We could see, we have eyes. Boots is the same way. This is the type of fight with Boots and Ortiz, when it happens, one of the biggest fights in boxing against two power punchers that are susceptibly defensively because they're so front foot. They go for the knockout. When you have knockout punchers, you're bound to get touched. The difference is Boots rolls with the shots. He takes a little bit of the steam off the shots. He knows how to use his long frame and still dig to the body. Virgil, on the other hand, he'll get up after getting dropped.
Now it's your turn. Does Terence Crawford outclass Boots Ennis, or does Boots shock the boxing world? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more boxing updates.